Hello there, my name's Dale Lemaitre, and welcome to the box ERTL collection update, and many thanks for watching. As you'll be able to see in this video, I've managed to complete my ERTL collection, and I've managed to get the last 5 that I mentioned in the last update that I didn't have. So I'm quite pleased with that. To get them in the boxes, absolutely immaculate, is very hard to get, so I suppose I've been quite lucky, it's fair to say. Remember, there are other updates on my channel, and the links are provided in the description below this video. And please enjoy. So here are the last 5 to my collection I didn't have, which I now have in the boxes. However, though, I say all of them. There is a few others that I don't have, but however, these are mainly the metallic ones. And I say I do have all these ones in the non-metallic range, but I say in general I've got all the characters that were released, if you know what I mean, so I do technically have them all. I shall now talk you through them. And the first one is Bertram, and if you look on the back of the box, it's branded as being released in 2000. And as you probably know, Bertram is Duke's model, but repainted, and it also has a Smudger's face. And saying Bertram was originally supposed to be a tank engine, but because of the budget, they decided to use Duke's model. However, Sir Handel wasn't in Series 5, so they could have easily painted Sir Handel's model, and called it Bertram. But I say that's what I did. And also, the funny thing is, in some of the later series, the Fat Controller is addressed as Bertram, so his first name's obviously Bertram as well. And also, to my knowledge, Bertram's been spelt wrong, because that should be an A, not a U. But so I do think it's a very nice model, one that I'm definitely happy to have. You know, and I'd like to have seen more of Bertram in the show, to be completely honest with you. But obviously we didn't, unfortunately. He was only in one episode and he didn't even speak. But nevertheless, you know, he's obviously still played quite an important part in the TV series. So that's Bertram, so I'm sure you'll agree it's a very nice model. The next one I move on to is Diesel 10. And apparently the reason Diesel 10 is called Diesel 10 is because he's the 10th Diesel on Sodor, which, if you think about it, is correct. So I think this is a nice model of Diesel 10. And if you look very carefully, you might not be able to see it as well as I can, but for some reason the bottom of his face is actually red, like a very light shade of red. But it could be a reflection from his hook onto him, because obviously he's still in the plastic. Like I said, I'm keeping this one in the box. Like I said, it's in the Magic Railway packaging, and I've got Splatter Dodge and Lady, all of the Magic Railway characters are in this packaging, which I think is very important. Obviously they were the new characters of that show, so it's nice to have them all in the same packaging. And if you look on the back of the box, unfortunately, can't see what year it was, but I assume it was 2000, 2001 like the others. There's been a price tag or something taken off the back. But nevertheless, I think the box, you know, it's still in good condition. And basically, this model is Class 40 and Diesel D199, same model but repainted. then with the grabber, pinches it's called. It doesn't, and so because it's that model, because it's a class 40 they've used, it doesn't 100% look like what Diesel's hen looked like in the films or in the CGI era of the show. But you know, I still think, you know, for a children's toy, it's good. You know, and it's obviously it's the same colour more or less, apart from the very pink stripe sort of thing, because I don't remember being that pink. But nevertheless, you know, I still think it's okay. So that's Diesel 10. Next we'll move on to my more favourite ones, and very hard to get. So first off, we've got Emily here, and behind Emily you can see one of the little pamphlets that come with them telling you all the other ones you can buy. The face on Emily looks really good. It looks like what it did in the TV series. There's a little animation which I like, and she's got a headlamp of a funnel which I quite like. One thing I will say though is, when Emily was first introduced in Series 7, her buffers were bronze. They weren't the silver colour until Series 8 onwards. But I still think it looks really good indeed. Also, she's got 2 driving wheels and they don't actually move, which is sort of understandable, but I think it's good because they obviously use the side rod and the piston going in there. So, you know, I think this is definitely one of ERTL's best models indeed. I've also got the Bachmann one, and that's also a really good model of Emily, probably even more realistic than this is, to be honest with you. As I mentioned in my Bachmann Emily review that I did. And if we turn over and look at the back, she's collector card number 89, and it says this one was made in 2004, which was the year the range was discontinued. Emily was actually released in 2003. It says here that she was the first female steam engine to come to Sodor. However, she's not. She's the first tender engine, but Lady was the first steam engine to be introduced, and Daisy was the first diesel engine to be introduced. And then, of course, you've got Annie and Clarabelle, who are obviously the first sort of female characters. So yeah, Emily technically wasn't the first steam engine. I mean, now there's lots of female characters. Still, you know, for a description card, it's quite nice. It says she's not very powerful and can have problems with traction. I've never really witnessed that before. But, you know, sometimes the TV series nowadays isn't as realistic as what the Railway series was, or earlier episodes. Mainly because I suppose it's not written by a railway enthusiast like the Reverend W. Audrey was. As I think this is a really good model of Emily indeed. I'm sure you'll agree, as I think it's one of the better ones. Next one move on to is Spencer. Again, Spencer's one of my more favourite ones. And you can just about see his face here. His face doesn't 100% look like what it did in the TV series. And also, makes me laugh is Spencer's silver here. And it wasn't really until Series 10, when he came back to the show, that Spencer was silver. Before that, he was more of a white sort of grey colour. So he wasn't really, but he was always counted as silver, as I showed you in one of the magazines when there was a competition to win Spencer. I also entered a competition to win Emily in one of the magazines, but I didn't win that one. Say my Emily that I got from a place in Leicester called Domino's, which unfortunately is closed down now. It's a real shame that a place like Domino's has gone. It was a really good toy shop. Had lots of different toys and that. And I've got, as you know, that was my unboxed Emily, and I've got an unboxed Spencer as well. And that was a Christmas present to me, and I don't know where that came from, but that could have come from Domino's as well. So it's nice to have some things from Domino's. It's quite a nice animation of Spencer. and also he's got his like headlamps on him, like he does now in the TV series and CGI era. This one is said to be made in 2003, which is when Spencer was released in the ERTL range. And this is a really nice description card of Spencer, collector card number 90. Yeah, and I think that is a really good description of what Spencer actually is. You know, and obviously we see him in the episode Spencer the Grand, where he doesn't want to be in Tidmouth Sheds, and he's like, Tidmouth Sheds is not a place for a grand engine like me. Sort of attitude. I do think Spencer's voice in the CGI series is really good indeed. As I said, that's Spencer. So I'm sure you agree, a very nice model. The last one to move on to is Jock. The reason he's called Jock is because of his bright yellow colour, which you can sort of see there. It's a bit of an unusual colour, yellow. But yeah, there's Jock. Jock hasn't been in the TV series yet. Obviously now we have Rex, Mike and Bertram in the TV series, the miniature engines, so Jock might appear. There's also Frank, but Frank's not been in the show yet. He is, however, in the ERTL range, and only him and Jock are the only engines from the Isdale Railway to make it into the show. Jock was the last engine to be released. You can see his collector card number 101. He was released in 2004, so he's one of the last ones to be made. It says 2004 there, so that was the year that he was released and discontinued. It says here, obviously, Jock was built to help Rex, Bert and Mike carry all passengers on the Isdale Railway. He is stronger than the other engines, and people come to the railway just to see him, which is, so again, a very good description. And that looks like what Jock looked like in the railway series, I think it's fair to say. And so does the model itself. So this really is the last ERTL collection update for the time being. And so here you can see I've got a few more. I've got the Millennium Thomas, which is painted in silver. And again, if you watch my ERTL video, my collection, most of them all unboxed, you'll probably notice that I didn't even have this one at all. So very nice to have that one. And this was to celebrate the year 2000. Obviously Millennium. And it even says 2000 there. This is obviously a limited edition one, so I'm really pleased, I suppose chuffed you could say, to have this one. The next one I've got is Rusty, and as you've probably seen in my other videos, I already have Rusty. However, this is a limited edition one. It's not been clipped, as you can see just there. It's got the thing in it, and it's painted a metallic colour, so a really shiny one. And Rusty was one of my favourite diesels, along with Daisy. So again, I'm really pleased to have that one. And if you look on the back, it doesn't look that special. It's just a normal description card and that. And it says this was made in 1999. And there are other engines you can get in the metallic range, which you don't have at the minute, but I'm hoping to get in the future. So that's Rusty. And I'm sure you agree, as I said before, it looks just like what he does in the TV series and the very early era of the show. Obviously in the CGI series, I think he looks a lot more detailed now, and probably what his actual basis looks like. And remember, you can see that on my channel that I've been to the Talclym Railway before. I've seen a lot of the engines there that Scarloo and that are based on. And lastly, we have Musical Thomas. And I got this quite recently. When I got it, it actually worked, but then all of a sudden it died. And basically, if you press the wheels, it makes music, but you can see it doesn't make music anymore. And obviously, I wanted to keep it in the box anyway. And even if I did want to take it out of the box, there was another downside: non-replaceable batteries.
which is a bit naff really. Obviously there's other Thomas products you get, and they do come with replaceable batteries. So why this one doesn't, I really don't know, but at the end of the day it's still another Thomas for the collection, and at least I know that obviously it was once musical. It's a shame, but never mind, you know, I'm still happy to have it in my collection. And there's one more that I've got, which is a very special one indeed, I think it's fair to say. And here it is, the Thomas and the Christmas Tree gift set. As you can see, it comes with the Fat Controller dressed as Father Christmas, Thomas dressed with a scarf and winter Santa hat, and the Christmas tree on flatbed. Again, you've probably seen from my other videos, I have this one unboxed already. And if you look on the back, there's a very nice picture. This one was actually in a magazine that I've got, and you could buy it, and there was a competition to win it. I did actually enter it, but I didn't. Well, I never heard anything back, so obviously I didn't win it. But then for Christmas that year, I actually got, my parents bought this one for me anyway. And so yeah, I'm really pleased to have this one indeed. It's a very special one, and certainly a lot bigger than a lot of my other ones. And that's all the ERTLs I've got for the time being. Remember, you can see links to all the other ones below. And if you've got any questions you'd like to ask, please comment below. I'm still on the lookout because there's a few like the metallics and that I don't have, but I've got a majority of the collection now, I think it's fair to say. And very pleased with it. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.